So, you've just been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I know that can feel like a lot, a real whirlwind of information and emotions. We're going to cut through all that noise and give you a clear, simple guide for what comes next. Let's break it down.
And you know what? It is totally normal to feel that way. This quote just hits the nail on the head, right? It is disorienting. It can take some time to really process everything. So if you're feeling a bit lost right now, just take a breath. What you're feeling is completely valid.
Now, take a look at this number, 38 million. That's how many other people in the US are figuring out type 2 diabetes right along with you. It can feel really isolating to get a diagnosis like this, but I want you to remember this number. You are so far from being alone in this.
And this slide, this is the good news. This is the part I really want you to hear. While a diagnosis can feel like you're losing control, with type 2 diabetes, it's actually the opposite. You have a tremendous amount of power here. The choices you make every single day are what will build a healthy, full life. You are absolutely in the driver's seat.
So, where do we start? Well, step one is all about knowledge, because understanding what is actually happening inside your body, that's the foundation for everything else. It's what empowers you to make smart choices for your health.
It really all starts with something called insulin. The easiest way to think about it is like a key. Your pancreas makes this key, and its whole job is to unlock your body's cells to let in energy, which we get from food in the form of glucose. It's a pretty amazing system when it's working right.
And this slide really lays it all out. On the left, in a body without diabetes, that insulin key works perfectly. It unlocks the cell, glucose goes in, and you get energy. Simple. But on the right, with type 2 diabetes, there's a problem with that key. Either your body isn't making enough of them, or the locks on the cells are kind of sticky and don't open properly. Either way, the result is the same. The glucose can't get in, and it ends up building up in your blood.
Okay, so this is the million-dollar question, right? If the glucose is just hanging out in our blood instead of our cells, so what? What's the big deal?
Well, here's why it matters. Over time, that extra glucose in your blood can cause some serious wear and tear on your blood vessels. This can lead to big problems, like heart disease, and it can even damage the tiny, delicate vessels in your eyes. Now, I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this because you have the power to slow this down or even prevent it. That's why taking action is so important.
All right, so you've got the knowledge. What's next? For step 2, it's time to build your team. Remember that 38 million number we talked about? This is a journey you do not have to, and really shouldn't, take all by yourself.
Your support system really starts with your medical team. Think of your main doctor as your quarterback. They're your home base and can get you to any specialists you might need. And beyond that, there are amazing organizations like the American Diabetes Association that are just packed with trustworthy resources and support. And let's be real, this is a huge challenge. You go online and it's a fire hose of information, right? Everyone's got an opinion, a miracle cure, a diet plan. It's so easy to get overwhelmed or even get some really bad advice. So how do you know who to trust?
Here is a perfect example of the kind of misinformation that's floating around. You'll hear people swear that you have to cut out all carbs. But, as the real medical pros will tell you, that's just not a healthy or sustainable way to live. This is exactly why your medical team has to be your #1 source of truth. They'll help you sort the myths from the facts.
And the best way to get good information is to ask good questions. Before every single appointment, just take 5 minutes and jot down your thoughts, your concerns, things you've read that you're not sure about. When you go in prepared, you're not just a patient, you're an active, engaged partner in your own health. All right, on to step 3, and this is the really hands-on part, your daily habits. This is where you have the most direct day-to-day impact. And the most important thing to remember here is that you don't have to change your entire life overnight.
This is your game plan for success. Forget about some huge, dramatic transformation. Just start with one tiny, manageable thing, like a 10-minute walk after dinner. Once that feels totally normal, then you can add something else. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. That's what really makes the difference.
And this table shows you exactly what that can look like. It's not about restriction, it's about making smart swaps. Instead of just grabbing whatever for lunch, you plan a menu. Instead of feeling like you have to hit the gym for an hour, you just look for ways to add a little more movement to your day. It's all about creating a plan that actually fits into your life.
So we've talked about understanding the disease, building your team, and looking at your habits. And it all comes back to this one central idea, the power of control. The power that you have.
Just let that sink in for a second. This diagnosis doesn't get to call the shots. You do.
You are in charge of the decisions that will shape your health from this day forward.
And this isn't just some vague, feel-good idea. It is real and it is concrete. Every single day, you decide what goes on your plate. You decide whether to move your body. You're the one who decides to take your medication and show up for your appointments. These are your choices, and believe me, they are incredibly powerful. So, as we wrap this up, the question I want to leave you with isn't, what do I have to do? It's, what is my first step? Not the whole journey, just that very next step. Maybe it's just writing down one question for your doctor. Maybe it's planning what you'll have for lunch tomorrow. Whatever it is, that first small step is yours to take. You've got this.